headed to Teriyaki Boy. I've always looked at this place, and one thing I always wanted to try was the Jay Cutler Bowl, and because I was a huge because I am a huge Jay Cutler fan, but can't wait to try this one out. Okay, so we got the Jay Cutler Bowl from Teriyaki Boy, but they only offer forks, and I wanted a spoon, and obviously I'm team spoon, so I have to settle with that. But I decided to go with the chicken because I eat too much beef, and I got bison back at the crib, so we'll settle for this for now.
I want to say, man, thank you all for being out here, man. You guys are all great. This place is packed out, so it's crazy up in here. Well, to your question, man, is an interesting one because I gotta say, year after year, time after time, I keep improving faster than anybody else on this stage. And you all have seen that firsthand, right? Right? So how do you expect me not to be just come up and say to shock you guys again tomorrow?
Well, wait, while you say that, you did some changes getting ready for this year that you didn't do in the past. You can't ignore some of those changes. Were they positive?
Of course they are. But you know what? You saw me 2 weeks ago in France. Well, you're about to see something special tomorrow night as well.
Samson, the word we keep hearing is conditioning, and I know you've heard this all year long, all on social media, all from the experts that are out there. Samson's got it all. Shape, symmetry, proportion, muscularity, posing presentation. He's just got to get the conditioning. What changes have you made this year to bring that conditioning into that 95 percentile that, in a lot of experts' opinions, would give you that standout title?
Well, for one thing, you see my face, right? Does this look like a face of someone who hasn't suffered this fast?
It's a pretty face, bro. You're very handsome.
Thank you very much. But you know what? One way I'm gonna say is, man, we're gonna find out tomorrow night.
Questions for Derek. I'm looking at the stage, and I see two guys to the left of you who are much, much bigger. I just want to know if they're in shape. How do you plan on repeating from last year?
Bodybuilding is you versus you. I think you know that as well as anybody, right? So we're all given gifts and genetics of our own, and I believe that we work with what we got, you know. So for me, I've been able to, like I said earlier, play with my strengths and also improve everything, you know. And so this is a journey over time where you're never gonna be perfect, but you're striving to be all that you can be. And so even being the current champion, I want to continue to improve and be all that I can be. And I know even last year I can continue to do that for years and years. I don't worry about what the competitors are doing, but I actually appreciate the competitors that I have because I love how driven that they are, how hungry they are, how passionate they are about the same thing I am, and I want to be my best, and I'm just trying to be my best every year, and these guys continue to help elevate me and hold me accountable. So I don't just look at it as competition like this, like I want to beat you, I want to beat you, I got to defend. It's that, hey, I'm happy you guys are making progress because it holds me accountable for me to make progress, and then everybody wins. Everybody gets what they want. They get a great show, and may the best man win.
Okay, sorry, Bob. I love the diplomatic answer. It's the right way to say it.
No, that's how
I believe you, but I want to get more specific. What attributes do you bring that are going to beat these two guys? Or Brandon's sitting there looking pretty large, and you got a Mr. Olympia to the left of you. What attributes do you have that are going to make sure that you repeat?
I think Ronnie Coleman said it best, 8-time Mr. Olympia champion, lights out from the back, baby.
Okay. DJ, last year, a lot of people had Hottie from the front, Derek from the back, and the sides about even. Where did you have it last year, and what do you think is going to happen this year?
Well, I'm going to be honest. Last year,
I stepped off the stage last year, 2023, to come back improved. So yeah, you best believe that this is just the beginning, and I'm working to improve every single year for as long as I can be up here.
Well, Derek, let's get specific about it. You're dominant from the back. You have amazing back double biceps, back lat spread, but you're not beating Hadi on abdominals and thighs and most muscular. What have you done from last year's Olympia to beat him on those two poses?
Well, when we go back to my track record working with Hani Rambod back in 2021, we won the 212. Each year we've made significant improvements, and I've been able to, work well with him, and we've been able to improve my physique. So I don't think there's really anything different that I needed to do in terms of drastic changes. Obviously put emphasis on the body parts and areas where I needed to improve more, but honestly I wanted to improve my strengths too. I wanted to create distance in my strengths and also bring up my other body parts and poses. So, like I said, ever since I got off stage last year, I've been putting in the work, and I'm coming back improved, I can promise you that.
Sugar Sean Ray, you got about 6
To be someone with a similar height. How do you feel going into the Olympia knowing that a lot of people think that you might have what it takes, and you yourself said that you will beat Chris Bumstead this year?
Well, what I said is I'm going to give him the toughest battle he's had since doing the Olympia so far, and that's what I intend to do. So the most important thing is that it also brought confidence to myself, winning the Arnold Classic not once but twice in a row, beating a lot of competitors who beat me year after year after year at the Olympia, which means I've made a lot of progress, which doesn't mean that everybody was off all of a sudden at the Arnold, but that I was getting better. And I've made the same kind of improvements from the Arnold now to the Olympia that I made from the Olympia to the Arnold, about the same time in between, now actually even longer. So it's going to be a very nice, interesting, fierce battle on the Olympia stage, and I can't wait to do it because it just feels different. I know now for sure that my placing at the Olympia last time is not going to be representative of what's going to be shown on stage this year, so it's going to be awesome.
Chris, I have a question. Sorry, Bob. Chris Bumstead, 5-time Olympia champion. You've been dominant. Last year, Ramon really brought a great physique, especially from the back. People thought that arguably he beat you on the back double biceps. There's this guy, Wesley Vissers, just won the Arnold, looked incredible. Urs said he's bringing his best. Are you threatened by these guys, or are they still fighting for second?
I think you know the answer to that. Every year it's been someone different. It's been Breon, it's been Terrence, it's been Urs, it's been Ramon, it's been Wesley, and in my mind they're still all battling for second. I would never be so disrespectful as to say it's not a challenge. Being on stage here, period, all of us getting up here is a challenge. Is it a threat? Absolutely not. But it's always a challenge getting up here, being the best version of myself, and it's an honor to share the stage with all these people. I met Wesley back in 2018, I think, after one of the Olympias, and I remember his kindness and humility then. He's risen a lot in the sport, and it hasn't changed since. Same with all the guys that I get to share the stage with up here. We have a lot of fun. We give each other some dirty stares every now and then, but we are always hugging when we get off stage, and we get some workouts in throughout the year, and we enjoy it. So I'm grateful to be competing against these guys, and we're just up here having fun.
Well, Chris, while you're having fun on the stage this weekend, a lot of speculation out there. The rumor mill is swirling, of course. And everybody thought you were going to make the big, huge announcement just a month ago. And I got to give you credit, man. You just pulled the tablecloth right out from all those dishes on the table when you announced it. You had a nice business with Jim Shark that you got involved in, so congratulations for that. But the world was ablaze with talk that if you win this Olympia, that possibly this could be your last Olympia, that you might be moving on, that you would call it a day as the winner, as a 6-time champ. You've got a brand new family, you've got new business ventures. If you win this title this weekend, is that it?
It's funny because since I think 2020, I've been telling people when they ask me how many I got left in me, I've been saying one more. And every single year I've just been focusing on the one ahead of me, being the best I can, showing up for one more. You know, I won last year. I got to put in the work to win again this year and into this year. That's all I'm focusing on. You know, every year I've had a challenge, an obstacle that's overcome, that I've been able to overcome, and it's shown me what I'm capable of. And every year I've gotten better. I continue to get better. I continue to enjoy it, and I don't think much further than this Saturday, to be completely honest. So I'm just enjoying it. I know I got more in me if I want it, but I can make that decision whenever I feel ready.
Urs. Question for Urs. Urs, this early season.
Such a great storyteller.
Honestly, what I mentioned was that this was one of the years where I felt like everything kind of came together. And it was beautiful that it was the year I got to share it with my baby and my wife. And if I've learned anything over the few years, it's how to overcome a challenge. And then this year, it's been a whole new load of lessons of what's truly important to me. And if I've learned something from having a child, it's taken the pressure off what I do up on stage, because when I go home to my wife and to that baby smiling, nothing else matters. There's no reason to feel like anything else is a challenge. This is the greatest blessing, the greatest victory I've ever had in my entire life. My family is everything to me right now, and it's allowed me to just enjoy and be present with bodybuilding, because that's what's truly important. So
excellent.
It's been a beautiful year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Teriyaki, final question to any one of our Olympians.
First, congratulations to Michael and him. I want to get one of these bags, so that's one of my questions. Great job with the bags. Congratulations, Wolfpack. Derek Lunsford. Chris Bumstead said, my favorite Olympia title was my second one. After I won my first title, there was a lot of questions about Breon Ansley and this and that. My second one was closing the door. This is my time. Is that where your mind is right now? Do you want to close the door and say, you know what? I'm Mr. Olympia. I'm going to win again, and there will be no more questions when I'm done.
Absolutely. To be quite honest, if I'm going to shoot you straight, that's why I said after last year's Olympia win, we made history, and it was the best package that I brought to date. But I knew where I could improve, and I felt that I had a lot that I could prove in even just 1 year. So I got right back to work, and with the motivation and support of my wife and daughter and everyone in my corner, it's been 365 days of busting it. Not a lot of times, actually Chris asked me this yesterday, is it a motivation to prove like the haters wrong, like the criticism? No, it's just to be all that I can be. And this year, I wanted to come back and create some distance, to be quite honest. Yes.
Sugar Sean Ray.
Soul Brother number 1, Brandon Curry. I believe you're the oldest on this stage. That happened quick, overnight. You got 4 kids. You're fighting to get back in the winner's circle. Could this be the swan song? If you don't wind up winning that trophy, would this be the last time?
I'm a live today kind of guy, so I'm not really looking ahead past tomorrow being on stage. How things play out, how things go, determines the future. You got to make wise decisions, calculated decisions, and right now I gotta join the rodeo first. So, I gotta ride this horse or this bull and see what happens. So I'm not thinking beyond that. I'm just trying to bring my best to the stage. No unnecessary pressure on myself at this point.